Huge fan. Always was a big fan of his. But you know what I'm a bigger fan of? Not raping people. I'm a bigger fan of women being able to live safely without the worry of shit like that. We need to talk about Bill Cosby. According to several news outlets, I'm on the AP. In case you didn't hear, Bill Cosby has been freed from prison. His sex conviction has been overturned. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court said Wednesday that District Attorney Kevin Steele, who made the decision to arrest Cosby, was obligated to stand by his predecessor's promise not to charge Cosby, though there was no evidence that promise was ever put in writing. What basically happened is, in order for in the civil suits, they said, listen, if you'll do these depositions for the civil suits, where he basically admitted certain things that he would have never done under oath and pleading the fifth, they said that wouldn't be held against you if you just came forward with this stuff in the civil suits. So he did. And then when he did that, basically the district attorney said, oh, well, now that you admitted it, we're going to press charges. And so they did, and they used it, and now they're overturning the conviction. Here's the problem that I have with this. And it is a symptom of our justice system in a lot of ways, but this is the system in which we operate. Basically, what's happening is he's getting off on a technicality. He's basically not having to serve his jail time. It's not like he didn't do it. It's not like he didn't rape these women. I mean, that it's not being overturned because he's not guilty is what is the point of this. It's being overturned on a technicality because he shouldn't have incriminated himself, or he shouldn't have been allowed to incriminate himself in court, in criminal court, because he agreed to what he agreed to for civil court, is my understanding of reading it. And that's pretty fucking sad that because of that, and because of the negligence of these district attorneys, he's basically going to get away with those particular crimes. Now, the saving grace is, I don't think he's been charged on all of the crimes he's been accused of. Now, some of them, the statute of limitations are up, so that becomes a problem. You can't go back. And he did settle these civil matters. And he was pretty defiant about it all, saying, I'm not admitting to anything. You don't know, you weren't there. Well, it kind of sucks because the bigger and the more tragic part of this story with Cosby is that when a victim of a sexual assault sees this, and they see that this man who's been accused of raping multiple women, not just 2, 3, we're talking 30s, I think, hundreds. I don't remember what the exact number was. It was a lot. A shocking amount of women came forward and said that they were raped by him. So now victims see that, oh, so you're telling me the person that raped me could get off on a technicality, and I go through all of the anguish, all of the process of filing charges and prosecuting and reliving the moment and reliving the event and having to face that person in court and do all those awfully tragic things that you have to do in order to get justice, all for him to be possibly let go, or her to be possibly let go on a technicality. Now you've got victims that are like, it's not worth it. I don't want to have to go through that for nothing. That's the biggest problem here. I mean, actually, the biggest problem is that he's getting away with it. That's the biggest problem. The ramifications, the trickle-down effect of this is that not only is Cosby getting away with it, it's probably going to discourage other women, other people from coming forward that are also victims of sexual assault and rape. And that's fucking sad. That's the part that really is, I don't know. It's a difficult thing to deal with because, those rules, and I'm not a lawyer, I don't know, but I feel like, the whole self-incrimination thing, all those are put into place for a reason. They're put into our criminal system for a reason, to protect the innocent or protect you, whatever. But when they are used as a tool that allows a man to get away with rape and sexual assault because of a technicality, it's tragic. Absolutely tragic. That's the part that just, how do you fix it? Just sad, man. Absolutely sad. But he's feeling vindicated. It says, I think this is a miscarriage of justice. This was a quote. I think this might have been one of his victims. But it says, I just think it's a miscarriage of justice. This is about procedure. It's not about the truth of the women. That's as good as it gets in America for sex crime victims. Yeah, that sucks. Pretty tragic. Pretty tragic stuff. I hadn't heard the news. Now you are up to date. Bill Cosby will be released, they said, as soon as practical. The paperwork is in motion, and he's going to get out. Now, I don't know how many of those extra 100 cases are still outstanding or still within the statute of limitations for prosecution. Hopefully there are more, and hopefully they don't fuck this up. So hopefully they can put this man back behind bars where he belongs. And I want to point something out. Bill Cosby is the reason I got into stand-up comedy. Bill Cosby was a hero of mine. Bill Cosby was a man I looked up to. I wanted to be Bill Cosby. I wanted to be like Bill Cosby, the comedian. At 8 years old, I watched Bill Cosby do a stand-up special called Himself. One of the greatest stand-up specials in the history of stand-up. He did it all sitting down, which is insane. It is insanely hard to be that funny sitting down. There are only a few people that could do that, and Cosby is one of them. And I saw that at 8 years old, and I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. I can do this. I do that in my family and with my friends. They laugh at me like these people are laughing at him. So you mean I could do that with more people? I want to be that guy. I memorized the whole special. I used to do it in my living room verbatim. For anybody that came over to the house, I would give them the full Bill Cosby Himself show. Huge fan. Always was a big fan of his. But you know what I'm a bigger fan of? Not raping people. I'm a bigger fan of women being able to live safely without the worry of shit like that. So fuck Bill Cosby. Fuck that dude. I hope somehow, some way, justice is served. It's just sad. It's just tragic. What are you going to do? Daddy's making a YouTube video!